Way to bring you a quick update from Truckistan, formerly known as Canada, the nation to our north. Justin Trudeau, who runs it, probably the most repulsive neoliberal leader in the world, just tweeted this, quote, "Today in the House, members of Parliament unanimously condemned the anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, anti-black racism, homophobia, and of course transphobia we've seen in display in Ottawa over the past couple of days. Together, let's keep working to make Canada more inclusive." Of course, he's referring to the working class people demanding an end to tyranny. They're now transphobic. Moments later, a motion condemning the wearing of blackface was shot down in the Canadian Parliament, meaning the opposition parties is totally pathetic. They should be ashamed. Go Truckers.
If regardless of the outcome of this, we've already won. Canada is united right now, and I have never seen so many smiles. I lost my voice from, the excitement here for the last few days.
Man, I hope you keep your foot down, as you put it. Chris, thanks for joining us.
We're not going anywhere.
Good.
Betcha. Thanks, Tucker.
Thank you.
Marxists are always about the worker, right? Workers rise up and take control. But when they do, the Marxists and leftists who are in control kind of freak out. That's exactly what's happening in Canada, and creating these false narratives being pushed by the leadership there. Well, Justin Trudeau now getting obliterated by a police chief over this trucker protest, and it proves that he's truly a hoser. We're gonna show you his remarks. We're gonna show you the police chief's remarks. Completely obliterated. While Prime Minister Trudeau is quivering in alleged fear and hideout with his family somewhere up there, the chief of police there in Ottawa is calling out his lies. I guess we aren't the only country with a leader that's full of it, right? Let's take a look at Fox News. They have some more details. At a virtual press conference Monday evening, Ottawa Police Chief Peter Slowly stressed that there have been no riots or injuries linked to the demonstrations of the anti-jab mandate protests ushered into the capital by a freedom convoy of truckers. The chief said that emergency services were delayed amid the large crowds, but reports of denial of service were not true. This comes after the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, accused the truckers of racism and said they were using Nazi symbolism. So here's the clip. This is actually from one of the channels I subscribe to. I love it. Memology 101. They did a little bit of a mashup here. I think you'll enjoy. Watch.
Attended protests and rallies in the past when I agreed with the goals, when I supported the people expressing their concerns and their issues. Black Lives Matter is an excellent example of that. But I have also chosen to not go anywhere near protests that have expressed hateful rhetoric, violence towards fellow citizens, and a disrespect not just of science, but of the frontline health workers and, quite frankly, the 90% of truckers who have been doing the right thing to keep Canadians safe, to put food on our tables. Canadians know where I stand. This is a moment for responsible leaders to think carefully about where they stand and who they stand with.
They have been an incredible group of individuals who've kept this city safe during a situation that could have become riotous. It could have led to significant and severe injuries, and it could have led to the loss of life. None of that has occurred over the last 4 days. Let me repeat. No injuries, no deaths, no riots in the last 4 days in the nation's capital, despite the fact that we have a global cause, national protest, tens of thousands of individuals from a wide variety of causes who have gathered to actively demonstrate 24 hours a day for the last 4 days. All of that coupled with thousands of heavy trucks, SUVs, and cars driving into the city and congregating in the core of this city, 24 hours a day for 4 days a week.
Canadians know where I stand. This is a moment for responsible leaders to think carefully about where they stand and who they stand with.
Ah, man. Okay. Charlie Murphy. And thanking law enforcement for operating as thousands of vehicles clogged highways and bridges outside of the city, the chief stressed there have been no riots or injuries linked to the demonstrations. The chief said emergency services were delayed amid the large crowds, but reports of denial of service were just not true. Quote, they have been an incredible group of individuals who kept this city safe during a situation that could have become riotous. It could have led to significant and severe injuries, and it could have led to loss of life. None of that has occurred over the last 4 days. Trudeau, proven a liar. I mean, think back to those BLM protests, Antifa, rioting, burning cities, killing police officers, all these things happening. And he goes out and meets them. Some of the leftist leaders were out there and actually protested with them. But here we are, correcting the narrative, exposing the liars. Now here in the U.S., most of us know what a liar Joe Biden is, and the rest of his administration are. And now we find it's not much different up in the Great White North. Not surprising, given that he's about as liberal as they come. Yeah, he likes to wear blackface too, like other liberals. I mean, how many liberals have we caught in blackface? Joy Behar, Ralph Northam, Trudeau, you know. You see, they have to lie because their policies don't work. Trudeau wants Canadians and the world to think he's in danger from the truckers' mandate protests. He should have told the Ottawa police chief, who had a whole different story to tell. He should have maybe talked to him, consulted with him, right? Now we have sources such as this to give us the truth. So you think more people are catching on to the lies? Comment below. We'll see you at the next report for the Next News Network. I'm Gary Franchi.
Eh bien, cette George Washington University a récemment publié une étude, c'était au mois de septembre dernier, qui a révélé la présence de groupes néo-nazis, d'un groupe néo-nazi qui s'appelle Centuria, à cette Académie militaire nationale ukrainienne, là même où les forces armées canadiennes font de la formation. Selon cette étude, les miliciens néo-nazis de Centuria sont donc formés par les forces armées canadiennes et aussi par d'autres forces armées de l'OTAN. Des conseillers militaires canadiens sont affectés à plein temps à cette académie et notamment une salle de classe, la salle de classe Delta. Une salle de classe qui bénéficie d'une très haute technologie qui est financée, parrainée par le Canada en Ukraine. Les miliciens néo-nazis de Centuria se sont donné pour mission de faire de l'armée ukrainienne un instrument de défense de ce qu'ils appellent l'identité culturelle et ethnique des peuples européens. Ça cadre bien avec les symboles nazis qui n'hésitent pas, ou des symboles qui représentent vaguement les symboles nazis ou la croix celtique, avec des logos qui sont assez travaillés pour que ça fasse penser à la période hitlérienne. Donc l'idée de défendre l'identité des peuples d'Europe, l'identité ethnique, voilà, c'est tout un univers. Ça ne cadre pas très bien avec les prétendues valeurs occidentales de l'OTAN, et ça cadre encore moins avec les prétendues valeurs européennes chères à M. Clément Beaune, à M. Macron, à M. Jadot, à M. Bernard-Henri Lévy, à Mme Hidalgo, à Mme Pécresse, etc., etc. Moi, j'aimerais savoir ce que tous ces gens pensent du fait que ces miliciens de Centuria formés par l'OTAN en Ukraine, eh bien, ces miliciens servent comme officiers dans plusieurs unités de l'armée ukrainienne. Armée ukrainienne, donc, qui fait face à la Russie. C'est l'OTAN, c'est les forces canadiennes qui forment ces officiers-là. Et qui nous présentent l'armée ukrainienne comme des combattants de la liberté face à la Russie de Poutine. Regardez là sur ces photos à quoi ressemblent les combattants de la liberté.
We're not even angry yet. Wait till we get angry. I have been telling you, I grew up in Poland, and in 1980, Polish people got angry. And I saw the police officers running for their lives. The very people that were enslaving the population, the very people that were doing this great evil, to polls were on the run. They were so terrified. I will never forget that. Because there is more of us than of them, and they crossed the line. If I was a politician, I would either resign now while you still can, because we're coming after you. And I'm not talking about the guns and the swords. I'm talking about justice. Real judges, real courts, the court of the people. Just like it was done under the Solidarity movement in Poland. And you got a second option. You can come to our side and you can tell the public what's really going on. You can come clean. You still have that time. You devils, if you're watching this, you snakes, it's still a time for you to come to the right side of the fence. Because when the people get angry, and they eventually will, when they will lose their children or their loved ones, their mothers, their fathers, and they will learn what really happened, I wouldn't want to be you. I wouldn't want to be you. So come clean, come out, join the fight against tyranny that you helped to build, or else. And or else is not going to be pretty. Because you may come and say, hey, mandates are over, restrictions are over, but we remember, we know who you are, we know your names, and 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when we get the power, or a year from now, we will come after you.
All right, this is some pretty big news, everyone. So that U.S.-Canada border blockade in between Alberta and Montana, so trucks are lined up as far as the eye can see, blocking the border, and they've all parked there and told everyone they're going to camp out, just like they're doing it as part of this overall Freedom Convoy protest. The police have set up barricades on the highways to block people from getting through. They apparently have been trying to get tow trucks to come in and help remove the vehicles. Well, guess what? Looks like the tow trucks showed up, but they're not going to help. They refuse to help the authorities, and they're joining in. Oh, and it gets even better. It gets even better. The farmers are joining the protest as well. And so they weren't going to take any of this crap, and they broke right through the police barricade to join the truckers in solidarity. Check this out. This is phenomenal. The police are powerless to do anything about it.
There they go! Woo! Go, truckers, go! And the coop! There they go. It's up to you. Here we go. Might as well. More the merrier. Woo!
A bunch of truck drivers decided to set up a hockey game on the streets downtown. What could be more Canadian than that? They're digging their heels in. Oh, and speaking of tow trucks not helping out.
Okay, I just sitting in my truck here warming up. I just got a bunch of nice fruit dropped off to me. And I was just talking to this gentleman, and this nice lady came by and had something to share with everybody.
You want me to say it?
Yeah. What just happened here?
Okay, I was just talking to a local that lives right here in Ottawa. He's been here for 30 years. He knows what's happening. And he told me that the mayor of Ottawa he called the tow truck companies to start towing these semis off from the streets. And every company said they have COVID.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Justin. We'll be gone by yesterday.
Oh, I don't know why, but this all just puts me in a really good mood today.